Geopolitics in the current times is in a churn post the West Asia conflict between Iran, Israel, and of course US on the other side. And in all this, China and Russia's role has been discussed but not brought into the focus at what they have done. And what is the relationship between US and China currently? How does India navigate its relationship with China, Russia on one hand and US on the other? Is something that geopolitical analysts and those who watch the foreign policy space continue to discuss and debate. But today, in the gist, we thought we will concentrate on relationship between the US and China, and what is the future trajectory, and what India should be doing to navigate the current minefield, both with China and the US. And to do that, familiar face on StratNews Global, Mr. Jayadeva Ranade. All of you know him, China specialist, and someone who has insights that are not available with others. So, thank you and welcome to this program.
Thank you, Nitin. It's a pleasure always to be here.
So, SCO summit coming up, followed by the BRICS summit in India. India is the host country this time. Xi Jinping, if we look at just India and China in the first half of our discussion, where is the relationship right now? Last time when we discussed it, we were thinking that it has gone to such rock bottom level that it only had to go up. But having done that, where is it right now in your view?
Firstly, I don't think it has gone up. I was hoping it would.
It would, yes.
And I think certain steps could have been taken by maybe both sides, but certainly by the Chinese. And I say that not out of any negative, I'm not being negative, but they're a bigger power.
Sure.
They have more to give.
Right.
And they can afford to be that way, a little more generous. Sure. And I'm using their own analogy for that. But I would say, if you want me to describe the relationship today,
yes,
it is tentative and absent trust. That is how I would describe.
Sure.
So, and both are important factors. I think there are things that China had said that they would do to alleviate our concerns and our problems.
Right.
Those have not been done. And in the economic sphere, they had spoken about fertilizers, special fertilizers. They had spoken about rare earths. They had spoken about tunnel boring machines. None of them had happened. And I think that's unfortunate. We've had to go somewhere else.
Right.
So it's not that, there's no other alternative, but we are paying more.
Sure.
The second, I would say, is the way that the Chinese are complaining that we are not facilitating Chinese businessmen coming here or Chinese businesses coming in here. Whereas I think the more correct picture, as far as I'm concerned, what I'm tracking, is that we are allowing Chinese businesses to come, we are allowing Chinese businessmen to come, but there are not that many. Secondly, the ones who are coming in sectors that we would not like them to come into. So that is one.
Strategic sectors, perhaps.
Yes, strategic, telecommunications, which Chinese know. But on the other hand, what is not really commonly known is that there are a large number of Indian businessmen who are being denied visas on a daily basis.
Yes.
I mean,
sure. I hear that complaint too from the Indian corporate world.
Yes, and what I'm told, and I don't know how far it's true, but from different channels, including official, is that those companies or those individuals who are looking for either collaboration or purchase of certain technology or products that the Chinese don't want to share, they're the ones being denied. So they're not even a negotiation.
Wow.
So I think, if that is going to be the approach, then one doesn't know.
True.
And let me just add one sentence here, let me back it up with the Chinese writings that I see,
Right.
including on their social media and in their media, both of which are tightly controlled, where it's explicit that if we negotiate with the Indians, if we set up factories there, it must be with machinery which is at least 1 or 2 generations older.
Okay.
And the second thing is we don't want India to become a competition. So this is the refrain that comes across in their thing.
No, you're right, absolutely. So the one example I was quoted to me by someone, one Indian businessman went looking for some critical part, and by mistake perhaps the Chinese trader or the factory owner actually sold that part, saying, okay, you can take it. Within 2 hours, that Indian businessman was tracked down because he had downloaded WeChat for ease of communication. He was tracked down, he was forced to return that part, and also told that you cannot come back again because this one is not allowed. It's a critical component of a certain product. That's what I was told. So these kind of things are happening. What do you say?
And just to expand on what you said or dilate on what you said, if we just see what steps the Chinese Ministry of Commerce is taking.
Right.
Just last week, again, they put a series of items on a banned list as far as we are concerned.
Exactly.
So this,
So this is not helpful. It's not helpful at all.
It's not helpful.
So we are nearly 2 years from Kazan disengagement. It will be in October. It will be 2 years. It had seemed that they have left behind all the troubles of the previous 4 years, and India and China will move up. But like you said, it hasn't moved up, and now these examples are coming forward. In that background, how do you see Xi Jinping's visits, one visit to, of course, India for the BRICS summit, which is up in the air still, and also how does he treat India's position as far as SCO is concerned? What is your take on that?
SCO, they've always had a little doubt, or shall I say, the Chinese strategic community has harbored doubts about what we are going to do. Okay. Are we going to one day just decide that we are out of SCO?
Okay.
I think, so they have a big question mark on that, which doesn't help matters, but anyway, but we are there. But the Chinese are looking at an SCO future as a rival to NATO.
Right.
And Eastern NATO under their control, if I may put it
correct.
like that.
Yeah. Completely dominated by them.
That is how. And if you look at the composition, more and more, they're all Chinese friends or allies who are coming in.
Absolutely.
There. And here, let me digress a bit. This recent Mecca Treaty, which has happened, Saudis and Turkey and Pakistan and all, they all have a Chinese link because China has an independent connection with each
all
of
them,
including military production.
Sure.
So there is a linkage there. I don't know how strong it is, but it is certainly there.
Absolutely.
So I think China is moving in that direction. You look at the way China-Russia relationship has developed, I think it's probably extremely strong. And the Chinese are now making up with the North Koreans. Making up, I would say they're trying to revive, the old relationship. So obviously they are strengthening their flanks to ward off any threat from Japan and Philippines or USA from there. So that is the kind of thinking I would say.
That's what. So talking about flanks, so there is one flank with India, and the border issue remains alive. I would say even contentious and tense. So, in that context, how does India situate its relationship with China, given that there is hostility on the business front, there is hostility on the border, and yet we expect, I suppose, India expects Xi Jinping to come to India for the BRICS summit?
Well, certainly we've had a difficult journey, I think, and to navigate it is not going to be easy.
True.
So I think somehow we managed so far quite successfully.
Yeah.
But, if you look at the border, which you mentioned in the beginning, I'd say what has been the change? I mean, disengagement has happened only in a few places.
Sure.
De-escalation hasn't happened.
No.
De-induction hasn't happened. There's still 60 to 70,000 troops facing
on
each
either
other.
side. Yeah.
So that doesn't make for a peaceful border. So I think there is, to put it very loosely, there should be jitters on both sides as to what can happen.
Sure.
I'm not saying it's happening, but what can happen.
What can happen? Yeah.
The reports that I get, including in the Chinese media, is that there is almost a rapid, if not frenetic, pace of defense infrastructure build-up on the Chinese side.
Oh, okay.
And now they've deployed their J-20, which is their latest generation of fighter jets,
Sure.
at a number of airfields across us, in Tibet,
In
Tibet
Tar
Autonomous
probably,
Region. Yeah.
yeah.
So these are not helpful signs, I would say. We are still trying, as far as India is concerned, to keep the border peaceful and to try and have some thaw or improvement in the relationship. Whether we are doing a good job or not, I cannot comment, but I think we are making efforts.
Yes.
But here, I think I would say that we need to look hard at what the Chinese are up to, what Beijing is up to.
Right.
I think Beijing is not interested in our just trying to become friendly or have a thaw or something. Their intention is that we have to definitively come onto their side. And that is why they're applying all these pressures on us,
Sure.
whether it's economic, whether it's military or whatever. And in fact, their Tsinghua University, which is also Xi Jinping's alma mater, by the way, they produced a report on security where they described us as a proxy of the United States, which will create trouble for them.
True.
On the southwest border.
Yes.
So if that is how they're looking at us as still a proxy and all that, it's not a good sign.
No,
so I think
not a good sign, yeah.
Chinese are very keen that they want to make it certain that we are definitively going to be on theirs. And here I will again voice a note of caution, which I've done earlier on your show,
Yes.
that I again find references to when Xi Jinping comes here, when BRICS happens, there'll be an RIC meeting. I think, that is a very poisoned chalice. I mean, why RIC?
Correct.
It doesn't help us at all.
Nothing.
And in fact, we should be concerned about preserving and strengthening the Russia-India relationship rather than anything else.
Absolutely. So that is what, so we don't know whether Xi Jinping is coming. It's
Well,
up in the air.
let me just say that, there are no indications. Apparently, someone did ask the Chinese embassy about 10, 12 days ago, and they said yes, as far as we know. Now, that is a strange reply because normally they would be busy making all kinds of preparations.
Correct.
When their leader comes, they're really on full alert. And I don't know. Secondly, his date of the BRICS summit almost clashes with the summit in Washington between Trump and him. And
that's why I
seems to be
started
on
off
track.
with that
Yes.
morning, the earlier remark.
Exactly.
That it's like
And that seems to be on track. So, is he going to come here and then go there? Normally, he doesn't do that unless it's on the same continent.
Right.
So, I think it's up in the air still. He hasn't taken a call.
Correct.
And finally, I think he's also preoccupied with ensuring that his people come into the Central Committee, etc., before the next party congress.
That's one. And I think also his people in the PLA, which doesn't seem to be slowing down in its approach to joint exercises, going and showing the flag. I think that is also now indicative that Xi Jinping has now completely got full control of the PLA.
Yes, I agree entirely. In fact, he has, we've just compiled a list of the people whom he has placed in positions which he created the vacancies in, if I may say.
By sacking the people there. Yeah.
But they haven't been given their ranks except one person. So which means they are going to be aspiring for their rank.
Right.
So therefore more amenable to carry out whatever orders Xi Jinping gives without questioning them. And as you rightly said, in a recent analysis that we did, we haven't found any reduction in the number of ground exercises or by ground forces. There has been a marginal drop in maritime exercises, but as far as Taiwan is concerned, the level of operations remains the same. It's on a daily basis. So I think the PLA efficiency, contrary to certain narratives that I see, I think its efficiency has not been blunted with all the purges that have been carried out, including in the CMC.
Sure.
And Xi Jinping seems to be well in charge, and in fact trying to tighten
and assert himself.
In the PLA.
So, having said all this about China and its attitude and its approach, one indication from India's from the Indian side came in the press note about the last WMCC meeting, where India said unless the border has peace and tranquility, there cannot be progress, or words to that effect. I think in recent times I had not seen this being linked to the larger relationship. So I think what should be India's approach? Let me ask you that. Should it be a mix of reaching out and also standing firm on the border, reaching out diplomatically, because the special representative level talks are also due in China. So how does India approach the overall relationship and of course the border?
Well, I would put it like this. Firstly, I don't think we need to be held to ransom by a timetable for SR level talks.
Okay.
Firstly. I mean, they will happen when they happen, but we should not be in any rush.
Okay.
And that is a mistake that we made, even in the border commander level talks. We kept saying, when are we having the next round, etc.
Right.
Indicating or showing an unseemly hurry. I mean, it is in the interest of both sides to actually defuse the situation.
Sure.
So that is my first comment on that. Secondly, I think definitely we should stand firm on the border. I mean, if we have decided that we are willing to negotiate it, that's one thing. But even then, even if we are going to negotiate certain things, it will be give and take.
Right.
We have to be firm on where we are.
What
today.
our red lines are.
Exactly. And today where we are, we have to be firm till such time as the negotiations take place.
Sure.
So there's no question on that. Third, as far as the economic part is concerned, or the commercial part is concerned, there are certain areas where I think it would benefit us if we open up.
Right.
And there we should indicate to the Chinese that, look, these areas we can have a easier relationship. We can, but again, there's a caveat. Are the Chinese interested in that?
I was just wondering, because they got the world to sell it to.
Exactly.
And they can keep India under pressure.
Under pressure. But the only advantage we have, or the advantage we have, is that we are a huge market. The largest market in the world.
Sure.
And they are in pain. The Chinese are in pain. They have to try and alleviate that distress, economic distress. Only way they can do it is access us.
Yes.
That is why I made that remark earlier.
That's
that they're pressuring us to come definitively to their side, so that they can come in here.
True.
But I'll just add one thing which has got nothing to do with China.
Okay.
I think we ourselves, our government, has to get tough with our own businessmen and tell them to start manufacturing at least certain things, which we consider vital for us.
National security, resilience.
Or, whatever. So, that those at least we should move towards becoming totally independent and indigenous.
Sure.
Like even we talk about being the pharmacy of the world.
Right.
You cannot be unless you produce the entire product from beginning to end.
Sure. Just one component will not do.
Yeah.
That's true. So, maybe a final thought on this. The Chinese always look at us from the American prism, as like you rightly mentioned that, there's proxies, they're acting on behalf of the Americans. How is that relationship happening now, China and US? Is China more eager or US is more eager? What is your assessment?
I think if you want to look at it from the point of who's more eager, I think the Americans are indicating that they're more eager.
Okay.
But having said that, let me say the Chinese are also keen on having a stable, peaceful relationship.
And predictable maybe.
For a while. And predictable. I think the correct word is predictable. For a while. Because Xi Jinping has an agenda. And he knows Trump is going to go in another
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
So he can wait it out. The initial rumbles that were there, it seems to have come down.
Right.
Not because of Xi Jinping. I mean, in the sense, not that Xi Jinping has made any concessions, but Trump seems to have made concessions.
Correct.
So, as far as Xi Jinping is concerned, it's fine. He doesn't mind the situation being as it is. And here comes his other agenda, which is taking Taiwan. And he has made it very clear, including at the centenary celebration recently, saying that it has to be done in the new era. New era means his term. Now, it may not be this term, maybe the next term.
Because he is there for life anyway.
Anyway, as long as he's there. So he's looking at it from that point of view.
Right.
And the Americans are looking at it from the point of view of out-competing China.
Okay.
Whether they can outcompete or not, we can discuss, but I think it's a very difficult call for them, particularly with the policies that they're following of, making it difficult for immigrants to come in.
Yes.
Because the ones who really contributed for America's
Progress
growth
and
in
development,
S&T and all have been the Chinese, the Indians, and to some extent the former East Europeans.
Sure.
And now if you're going to be tough on them, what's going to happen to your...
True.
So these are the questions. But having said all this, let me just say that the way I look at it, I think at the end of the day, it's a contest between these two as to who is going to be the superpower.
By whatever time,
By whatever.
2047,
And
49, whatever.
They have to have a showdown before that.
Somewhere, yeah.
I think without a showdown, it will not happen because none of the countries wants to take a side.
Sure.
So they'll wait and see.
Right. Everybody is hedging.
Everybody is hedging.
So, this additional thought just came to me because what you just said, that the US seems to have also worked very hard to lose India as a friend, because India has not shown any inclination to fight their war against China or become the frontline state for containment of China. And in that context, I think the Quad's revival that they are attempting now could be one kind of damage control step that they're trying to take. Do you think that's happening?
Well, I don't know whether the Quad will be revived or not. I think the Americans, in their arrogance, have been insulting to India. True. I think Trump and his cabinet colleagues,
Yes.
Insulting to our leadership, which naturally
Nobody will
suffered the
accept.
colonial powers
yes.
earlier. We are not going to take that. They've also insulted, by the way, the South Koreans, the Japanese,
yes.
and the Philippines. So
And they've been their closest allies,
and
not
they haven't
even
forgotten
partners.
it. Yeah, they're treaty allies.
Yeah.
So it's, this certainly is there. Second, the manner in which they impose the tariffs, etc., it was so skewed, so one-sided.
Absolutely.
I mean, the same oil that we are passing on to the Europeans or to the Americans, and now, so I think these are all, at the same time, while they're doing all this, they're also trying to give us, soft soap us on certain things, flatter us,
Yes.
let me say, what Sergio Gore has gone and done now. So they also doing what I told you the Chinese are trying to do.
True.
To get us definitely onto
On
their
their
side.
side,
I can't help but wonder how on those GE engines, there have been delays and yet we've gone and signed another thing. So I think both countries, they're bigger than us,
Yes.
US and China. Both are applying pressure on us. So far we managed. But I wonder whether in course of time, we might have to tilt a little more in one direction.
One direction, yeah.
But
the pressure can become unbearable.
Unbearable. And there the only thing I'd say is that with China we have an unsettled border. We have a neighbor who is indicated very clearly that he is going to want his so-called territories back.
Sure.
So we'll have to be very, very cautious.
Absolutely, and I think that's a great warning on which to end this program for the moment. I'm sure we'll have another occasion after possibly the BRICS summit. Whichever way it happens, we don't know what will happen. But thanks for coming in and giving us an insight as well as an overview of what's happening in the geopolitical space, especially in the context of India's relations with these two major powers. Keep watching StratNews Global and of course keep sending your comments. They are very useful for us to either improve or get ideas for new programs. For the time being, it's goodbye.